Jeez, that was weird. I think it still had the other song on it, but I didn't hear it when I put it together. I don't know. What are you gonna do? You know? Well, first things first, I tried to set up a super tip as I always do for these live streams, and something's up with it. So I won't be able to see it, nor it certainly won't be able to play it. I can't access the administration panel for my super tip site. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's all kind of wonky looking and everything. So these things happen, I suppose. Hopefully that'll get corrected at a later date. But the show must go on, so I'll do it. I guess I really don't need the banner. My PayPal's there if you want to tip poor old Mr. Nailsin. But in the meantime, we'll move on to our romance comic for today. It's called All Romances. Yes, that's right. All of them. So we'll see what this is about. I'm already forgetting which old comic book company it came from. I don't think this one is. Oh, it is. It's Ace Comics. So I'm still using the same one. All right. All right. I just, yeah, well, we'll chalk that up to my advanced senility. All romances. My soul wasn't on my own. Sister Without Scruples, plus other exciting romances. So, guess that's the titles to look forward to. But first, a word from our sponsor. So here's all the romance comics you can find. A real love, not that fake stuff. All love. Similar to all romances, but this one's really about love. Sure, people get infatuated and that sort of thing, and there's attraction and whatnot. But when it's love, well, that's a different matter. It's the best in romance. All romances. Hey, that's what we're about to read. And then there's glamorous romances. So this would be like the rich and famous and stuff. So exciting, fascinating, different. I want to be careful of that. Buy all four at your newsstand. So there you go. See. Oh, well, more about that some other time. Anyway, our first story begins with the title, I Couldn't Go Back to Him. When I went to Rivertown to visit my old school chum, Gloria Carr, I never dreamed I'd become engaged. But I met Michael Collins, and ours was a whirlwind courtship. Michael bought a lovely little house for us, and in a week's time, we had it furnished. The house is perfect, Michael. I'm going to love living here. Every man in town envies me, Faye. You're the most gorgeous girl they've ever seen. Do 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 do. It's all right, I guess. Michael never ceased raving about my looks, and while I was flattered, I also felt fear that beauty should be so all important to him. The view from this window is lovely, Michael. Not nearly as lovely as you. I want you to go to Los Angeles and get yourself a trousseau that will do justice to your beauty. But it's the long trip to Los Angeles. I'd be gone at least 4 or 5 days. I don't want to leave you for that long. It's kind of an odd. Like, anyway, but darling, you got to have a lovely wedding gown. I want you to be the most beautiful bride in the whole state of California. If only I hadn't taken that trip to Los Angeles, how different my life would have been. But I had plenty of money for wedding finery. My parents had left me a small inheritance when they died the year before, and I knew that Michael wanted me to look my very best, so I finally went. Just think, Gloria, if I hadn't come to visit you, I'd have never met Michael. How funny life is. Yes, isn't it? Something in Gloria's voice made me look at her closely. Her heart was in her eyes. I knew then that she too loved Michael. I guess she wasn't pretty enough. Anyway, Gloria, did you ever date Michael? Yes. You needn't be jealous of me, Faye. I wasn't pretty enough for Michael. He demands perfection. So there you go. The knowledge that Gloria loved Michael threw a cloud over my happiness as Gloria turned away to give Michael and myself a chance to say goodbye. Michael, did Gloria Carr ever mean anything to you? We dated some, but that was before I knew there was as lovely a girl as you in the world. Don't be jealous, darling. She can't hold a candle to you. Later that night, I miss Michael so much. I wish I hadn't come. Huh? I feel so guilty about Gloria, too. But no girl can take a man from another girl if he doesn't want to go. Suddenly, out of the blackness of the night came a horrible screech of air brakes and then a deafening crash. Oh, it's her narrating. I was flung forward against the mirror, but I was so filled with shuddering terror that I did not feel the glass splinters from the mirror cutting my face. Then something fell on me, and the pain was blotted out by merciful oblivion. Be careful, she seems to be badly smashed up. I'm Dr. Robert Pearson. Your face needs immediate plastic surgery. Could you get a photograph of yourself quickly to show me how you looked? Hey, this lady dyes her hair green. Ahead of her time, you know. No, do what you like. Nothing matters anymore. Huh. Okay, well, I was too ill to care about anything, but then suddenly I did care terribly. Plastic surgery? That must mean my face was scarred. How would Michael take that? But then I learned that because of an erroneous report at the time of the train wreck, he thought I was dead. And if my face was ruined, I'd let him go on thinking that. Okay. But is there no one you want us to notify, Miss Lawrence? You say you have no living relatives, but surely your friends and that man named Michael you kept talking about in your delirium. Can't I make you understand, Dr. Pearson? I don't want anyone notified, least of all Michael. And then the day came when the bandages were removed. This isn't me. My whole face looks different. Oh, why didn't you let me die? I'm horrible, horrible. Don't feel like that. The doctor has done a wonderful job. Those red crisscross lines will go away soon. Yeah, I worked really hard, you bitch. But I didn't get used to my new face. I hated it. But that was the time when I needed Michael most. Yet, because of that face, I didn't even dare tell him I was alive. Then, when it was time for me to leave the hospital, Dr. Pearson asked if I had anybody to look after me. I told him there was no one. I feel responsible for you, Faye. After all, I'm the one who gave you your new face. How are you going to earn your living? Before I met Michael, I was a doctor's receptionist. Don't worry about me. I'll find another job somehow. Why, that's wonderful. I need a new office assistant. And you're it. And you can board with us, too. My sister gets lonesome in our big house. You really mean it? I've been so worried about everything. But are you sure you really need an office assistant? You aren't just pretending because you're sorry for me. Since you're so vulnerable, I've got a great chance to hit that. Your face ain't that ugly. I don't know to this day whether or not Dr. Pearson manufactured that job for me. He did. But I took it thankfully, for I was afraid to face the future alone. Dr. Pearson's older sister was kind to me from the moment she welcomed me to the doctor's home. Molly, this is Fay Lawrence, my sister Molly. I hope you two will be friends. Hello, Molly. It's wonderful of you to let me board with you. Dr. Pearson kept me very busy in his office, and I had little time to brood. But at night, I would have gone mad if Molly hadn't been such a friend to me. You've been here 2 months, Fay. It's not natural for a young girl never to go out or have dates. But I'm perfectly happy at home, here with you. Oh, and Dr. Pearson, Molly. I don't want any dates. She looks exactly the same, though. I think this is all in her head, whatever. I grew deeply fond of Dr. Pearson and Molly. In the 3 months I was there, I looked in the mirror as little as possible. I didn't want to see that face that was not my own. Then one day, Dr. Pearson caught me by the shoulders and forced me to take a good look at myself in the big full-length hall mirror. Dun, dun, dun. Now look here, young lady, I've had enough of this nonsense. Take a good look at that new face of yours and stop thinking you're Dracula. Why, the scars have really healed. I look all right. I look totally different. Not really, but I'm as pretty as I was before. But you're totally different, right? I don't get it. I can go back to Michael. It wasn't until that moment when Dr. Pearson turned away as if something had hurt him that I realized he might be in love with me. Before then, I had thought myself too ugly for any man to desire me. I was sorry to hurt Bob Pearson. If it weren't for Michael, I knew I might have loved him. But now all I could think of was seeing Michael again. You'd better wire your young man you're coming, Fay. No, I want to surprise him. I'll go straight to the house we intended to live in when we got married. Somehow I have an idea he may be living there alone. Molly cried a lot when I said goodbye to her. I kissed Bob Pearson and told him I'd never forget how kind he'd been to me. If I'd been leaving them for any other reason, I might have felt terrible. But all that seemed to matter was that I was going back to Michael, the man I loved. Take care of yourself, darling. Keep in touch with us, Fay. We'll miss you. I'll write you often, if I remember. Anyway, I reached Rivertown, late that afternoon and took a taxi to the house Michael had bought for us. I was almost sure to find Michael there. I pictured a rapturous reunion, passionate kisses. Yes? But I nearly died of anguish. Michael didn't recognize me, but I felt even worse when I heard Gloria Carr's voice coming from inside the house, from the bedroom. Michael, darling, that must be the society reporter from the paper. I told her to come and get all the details. What? My house, and Gloria had taken over. I felt like dying. Come in, won't you? Sorry if I seemed rude. I didn't get a good look at you. You're very beautiful, if you'll pardon my saying so. Michael still doesn't recognize me, yet he's playing up to me now because I have a pretty face, thanks to Dr. Pearson. Yeah, his wife's dead, so he's going to move on with the next pretty blonde he sees, And then you walk in, so good enough. But that means he'd be willing to cheat on me with... Yes. Anyway, this was an awful situation. I had to let them know who I was. The cold hand of fear clutched my heart. Was Gloria married to Michael? Had I come back too late? Michael, I'm Fay. Fay? Fay? But you can't be. Fay died 4 months ago in that train wreck. Is there mustard on my face? Damn it, that's embarrassing. I told Michael all that had happened and how Dr. Pearson had changed my face. My heart pounded and I waited for his reaction. But your voice hasn't changed, Faye, and you're more beautiful than ever. Hope you don't mind when my sideburns disappear from time to time. It's a weird affliction, but look, it's already back when we kissed. Oh, Michael, I've missed you. Michael kissed me. I waited for the thrills to shake my heart, but the thrills didn't come. That kiss of Michael's was the biggest disappointment of my whole life. Jeez. I guess he needed to use mouthwash or something. Anyway, you want Faye? All right, take her. It's a good thing you and I aren't married. Well, no. Run after Gloria. She's heartbroken. She'll get over it. Faye, wasn't it lucky you got back today? I was going to marry Gloria tomorrow. But you're so lovely, Faye. I'm crazy about you. You don't love me, Michael. It was only infatuation. I knew in that moment I was through with loving Michael. His kiss was actually distasteful, and I realized how fickle and heartless he was. Same guy he's always been, dumb prod. Anyway, you see how it was, Faye? I thought you were dead. Naturally, I turned back to Gloria. Don't be jealous. I'm not jealous, and I know you'll always turn back to Gloria. Why don't you wake up and realize she's the one for you? All the time I was away, I thought about this house. Marry me, Faye. Then the house will be ours. When I marry Michael, it will be a man I marry, not a house. Kiss, 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 kiss. Well, I had a stormy session with Michael, trying to convince him I didn't love him. He turned sulky and tried to hurt my feelings. I'm warning you, Faye. If you go, I'll marry Gloria tomorrow, and I'll never look for another lying pretty face as long as I live. Fine. I'll send you a wedding present. At last, things were straight in my mind. Which was bad news for Molly. But anyway, Michael didn't care for me as a person. He loved only my pretty face. Dr. Pearson had seen me at my worst, but he loved me anyway. I was sure he did. I went back to Dr. Pearson and Molly as fast as the bus would take me. Got some breakfast for your favorite boarder, Molly? Faye, what are you doing back here? That's when I discovered that Molly really wasn't his sister. Molly didn't seem glad to see me, and I soon found out why. Michael is marrying another girl? So you've come back to upset my brother again. How many times do you want to break his heart? I thought you liked me, Molly. Well, you broke my heart, too. But anyway, I do. But I won't have my brother's heart broken every time you take a notion to it. My heart turned over when I saw Dr. Pearson come wearily into the kitchen. I knew then the full force of my love for him. Faye, you've come back. Her boyfriend turned her down. Oh, Bob, I'm so glad to be back. Michael didn't turn me down. He wanted to marry me, but I don't love him. I love you so much, Faye. Marry me, darling. Of course I'll marry you. I think you must have made over my heart when you made over my face. It's you I love. Oh, Faye, my darling. And so, if it hadn't been for a train wreck and a made-over face, I might have married the wrong man. But now, as Mrs. Robert Pearson, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. The end. What a bunch of creeps and weirdos, you know? Jeez Louise. Boy, I don't know. I just didn't really know where that was going. But anyway, Sister Without Scruples. Well, it was the most wonderful moment of my life. The moment when Jeff Gilbert told me he loved me. Yeah, for 3 weeks, ever since I'd fallen in love with Jeff at first sight at a charity bazaar, I'd hoped and prayed he'd feel the same way about me. Now I knew he did, and yet even as our kisses swept us out of this world, I felt a strange fear. How long could I hold him? I don't know. How long have you got? High time I met your family, young lady. You know, I haven't had any of my own, so yours will have to do for both of us. You never tell me a thing about any of them. Your father, your stepmother, that stepsister of yours. The mere mention of my stepsister made my heart freeze. Rita could never bear to see me have anything she didn't have, especially if it was a man. She was the reason I'd never let Jeff call for me on our dates, but I'd always met him outside. With a man snatcher like Rita in the family, I didn't dare introduce him. I can't stall him off any longer. Oh, well, he'd have to meet her sometime anyway. All right, Jeff, let's see. Tomorrow is Sunday. How about coming to dinner? There was something almost desperate in the goodnight kiss I gave Jeff when he took me home. A light shone in the living room window. My family was still up, but I had a lot of talking to do before Jeff met them. By this time tomorrow, would things still be the same between us? I guess Rita puts out, that's probably the deal. Anyway, I stood there in the doorway looking them over before they saw me. My father, a patient, tired man who wanted only peace in his home and never got it. My stepmother, who resented me ever since she'd married my father. And Rita, my stepsister, who stole every boyfriend I brought home. Hello, folks. How come you're home so early, Rita? How was your date? What a drip he turned out to be. What did you ever see in him, darling, before he decided he liked me better? I'd like to meet a really interesting man for a change. Well, you will, but you see that you keep your claws off him. I've asked Jeff Gilbert to dinner tomorrow. For once, I hope you'll remember he's mine. You've taken every boyfriend I ever had, but this one's different. Hands off, Rita. Don't make me laugh. Can I help it if your men always fall for me? What do you want me to do? Get myself up to look like a hag? Girls, stop this nonsensical quarreling. You know, Fran, if a man isn't willing to go, no other girl can get him anyway. It's a good thing Rita shows these men up for what they are. After all, if a man's that fickle, it's better to find out about it in time. It's not that they're fickle. Rita does plenty to get them away. Look, what she did to Russ gave him an impression. I was two-timing him, dating someone else those nights I had to work late, and those lies she told Dave. Why do you do it, Rita? Once you get them, you don't want them anyway. You must hate me. Fran, how ridiculous. Oh, for Pete's sake. Can a man have a moment's peace in his own house? Well, I lay awake all that night. That free-for-all fight hadn't accomplished a thing. Mother thought Rita just naturally attracted every man and dated me. But, Daddy still had no interest in anything except having a little peace and quiet. It's his house, come on, gee. And Rita, I knew, was all set to take Jeff away from me out of sheer spite. Well, when Jeff arrived for Sunday dinner, I introduced him to the family. My heart in my mouth. Glad to know you, Mr. Gilbert. How do you do? I should devote my spare time to charity work, too. Fran meets so many charming men that way. As though she didn't meet enough men in her office. It's too bad I work in such a small place and meet so few men and get so few dates. It just isn't fair, is it? But then Fran has that innocent look about her. I don't know how she does it. I suppose that's what gets her all of her boyfriends. The damage was done. Now I can only hope that Jeff wouldn't believe the things Rita had insinuated about me. Your sister's a bit outspoken, isn't she? That's not quite the right word, Jeff. It was obvious that Rita had planted serious doubts about me in Jeff's mind, and also obvious that she'd fostered serious interest in herself. She's very pretty, Rita, I mean. Yes, she is. You know, she looks as if she'd be the one to be sophisticated, rather than you. Appearances are deceiving, I guess.
Not only appearances, Jeff.
Well, anyway, it didn't take long for Rita's wiles to completely ruin my romance with Jeff. A week later, he was taking her out, not me. Well, that was quick.
Maybe I shouldn't tell you about Fran, but I just can't stand by and see her pull the wool over the eyes of as nice and sincere a man as you, Jeff.
Let's not talk about Fran, Rita. Let's talk about us.
I love Jeff Gilbert, and he'd still love me if he knew the truth. If I try to tell him about Rita, he'll think I'm jealous and lying, but I've got to do something to get him back.
Well, all that night and at the office the next morning, I racked my brain trying to think of some way to win back the man I love. Hello, beautiful. It couldn't be me you're daydreaming about, could it?
Then, in a sudden flash of inspiration, I knew what I was going to do.
Don't answer that. I know I'm not it. After the 20th turn down, I'm beginning to realize I just don't rate.
You give up too easily, Lee Williams.
She says his whole name. Yeah.
Try once more.
All right, I will. Not that it'll do any good. Fran, honey, will you go out with me in the near future, such as tonight or earlier?
I will. What time shall I expect you at the house?
Did I hear right? Or is my mind finally cracked?
I know you're an irresponsible, carefree, happily confirmed bachelor, Lee, but I'll expect you at 8 anyway. I would have felt guilty about using Lee if I hadn't been sure it would make little, if any, difference to him. Lee made a big play for all the girls, but he wasn't falling for any of them. Hello. Well, what are you so happy about? Things do work out for the best, don't they, Rita? I've met the nicest man. It was love at first sight, really, truly love, not just another infatuation. And just think, I was angry with you because of Jeff. Yet, if it hadn't been for you, I'd still be stuck with Jeff and probably never have met Lee Williams. Thanks a million, Rita. I'm sorry I was so stupid and got angry, but Lee will be here at 8. I've got to take a shower and set my hair. Oh, I'm thrilled to pieces. Lee called for me at 8 o'clock. Lee, this is my sister, Rita.
Wow! You never told me you had a sister like this.
That makes us even. Fran never told me she had a boyfriend like you.
Bedroom eyes, bedroom eyes.
But then you managed to attract so many handsome men. Don't you, darling? What do you do with them all? Rita, please. It came off more smoothly than I dared hope. Lee needed no coaxing. He asked Rita to join us, which she did, almost laughing in my face. So far, so good.
Now, when I said join us, I meant, the 3 of us. You get it?
I do hope Fran doesn't make a scene. She's so jealous. She likes to monopolize every man in town.
Fran? Are you kidding?
The next time Jeff came to see Rita, if you'd phoned Jeff, I'd have told you I was breaking our date and saved you the trip. I'm going out with Lee Williams tonight.
I don't understand, Rita.
Please don't act dumb, Jeff. It's simply that I prefer his company to yours, just as you preferred mine to Fran's. It's just one of those things.
I see. So long.
Some days later, I accidentally ran into Jeff on his way home from work. I'm sorry about the way it turned out with Rita, Jeff. You didn't like you liked her very much, didn't you?
Yes, but now I can't for the life of me see why. She may be beautiful, but she's heartless. Say, are you doing anything tonight? Maybe a reunion's in order for old time's sake.
Well, I would like to go dancing.
Anyway, I knew that Lee Williams was taking Rita to the Glass Slipper. Of course. That evening, so I asked Jeff to take me there. My plan was reaching its climax fast. I didn't have to engineer the meeting. We happened to be seated at adjoining tables.
How nice, Jeff and you together again. You got over your latest heartbreak fast, didn't you, friend? My latest heartbreak? What on earth are you talking about, Rita? You were supposed to be in love with Lee, remember? With Lee? Don't be ridiculous, darling. But you told me you lied. It was just a trick to trap me. Careful, Rita. You're trapping yourself. A lot of things that I couldn't figure out before suddenly make sense to me. Let's get away from here, friend. Things are making sense to me, too. But what do I care? I just want to get some. So, hey, Reed, if you still want a little poke, I'm game. But anyway, you went out with me only because you thought your sister loved me and you wanted to hurt her. I couldn't figure out why you were feeding me those ridiculous lies about her, but it adds up now. Only this time you lose. Goodbye. Oh. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Lee would still, bang her, but, he wasn't looking for any girlfriend or anything. Anyway, I was a stupid fool, but I managed to learn some of the answers tonight. Now I know why you hesitated about bringing me home to meet your folks. Rita's been pulling this sort of trick for a long time, hasn't she? Yes, Jeff. I was always afraid she'd spoil my one real romance. I don't expect you to forgive me right off the bat, friend, but if you'll give me another chance, I promise you'll never be sorry. I love you. I'll never stop loving you. I know that now. Oh, darling, I'll make you pay. I'll make you pay in decades. Mm-hmm. Hey, look, the prize contest. Hey, yeah, that's right. I've been reading Ace Comics, so this is the same ad. Wow, that's some cash prizes yeah, okay. That's great, but it says do it now, hurry, so I don't know. Anyway, my soul wasn't my own, so you're possessed by the devil. Raised in an orphanage, all right. I had spent my life thinking I had no relatives. However, when I was 16, a lady called for me. She was my Aunt Magda. Huh. And to me, she seemed like the most beautiful woman in the world. And my teacher was Princess Leia. All right, let's... Frankly, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, Abby. I manage a nightclub and I'm rarely home. Don't worry, Aunt Magda. Just having a family and a home mean everything to me. I presented a problem for Aunt Magda. How in her busy life would she find time for an orphaned niece? But after the maid brought me back from a shopping and hairdressing trip, I wish I knew what to do with, why, Abby, is that you? You're not playing at all. My changed appearance gave Aunt Magda an inspiration. I had no idea you could look so pretty. Of course, I should have remembered your mother. She was beautiful and a wonderful singer, too. Can you sing, Abby? At the orphanage, I sang in the choir and at celebrations. She heard me sing and called in a prominent vocal teacher. Her voice is small, but very sweet. It has possibilities, Magda, if you are willing to make an investment. I'll make an investment, all right, and for more than just singing lessons, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, she'll have an entire course of training, voice, dancing, even finishing school. I could hardly believe all that was in store for me, thanks to the kindness of my newfound aunt. When I get through with you, Abby, you'll not only be ready for a top spot in my nightclub, but may even land yourself a rich husband. I'm not going to spare myself money or you work. You're going to get more out of life than your old Aunt Magda. So my aunt invested in me. 2 grueling and expensive years turned me into a singer as well as a lady, and I wasn't permitted to go near the nightclub until I made my debut there. Oh, exquisite. Is she really your niece, Magda? Where have you been hiding her? Wow. Ravishing doll. Is she real? Mr. Randolph, a millionaire widower, seemed especially interested. Aunt Magda whispered he was fine matrimonial catch.
Magna, you must let me pay my respects to this lovely creature. I've never seen anything like her before.
Just then, Paul Scarpa, the famous sculptor, approached our table. He was excited as a gem collector seeing the Hope Diamond for the first time.
Magna, my cabbage, you know I'd never go to nightclubs for my models, but I need a young figure to represent spring in a new group I'm doing. And your niece is it.
Aunt Magna was delighted. She thought that posing for the great Scarpa would enhance my new fame. We went to his studio.
Here's the sketch of my contemplated group. I call it Spring in Flight. Abby will be spring and will forever elude man's grasp.
Well, who poses for the male figure, Mr. Scarpa?
Cal Martin, grand physique, but completely absorbed in his dramatic career. Between parts, he models and wrestles, with other men, half naked. I can assure you he's only interested in his future as a serious actor.
It was arranged that Aunt Magna's chauffeur would bring me to the studio every day. Scarpa told me to put on the Grecian dress. I didn't know it was see-through. But anyway, I put it on. I was shocked at the appearance of my partner in a leopard skin, but he paid no attention to me.
Yeah. Welcome to the world of adult films.
Okay. I found the long stretches of holding my position a terrific strain, especially, when I felt myself wearying. If you feel tired, you can lean on me a little. I'll support you. I was grateful for Cal's kindness. When I tried to thank him, he was cold and abrupt. That night, I had a curious dream. I was in the studio alone, going from statue to statue. The last I came to was one I had wondered about, a mysterious young god whom I was sure I knew, although I didn't know why I stopped to look at him. Suddenly the god became a man. He was warm, alive, and kissing me. In the evenings, I sang at the nightclub and kept seeing Mr. Randolph at Aunt Magda's insistence. Please be a little more attentive, Abby. You know what I mean. If he proposes, you won't have to spend the rest of your life in a nightclub as I do. But to me, the evenings were only stopgaps until morning and posing with Cal again. Cal, who saw me as only another model and hadn't the slightest personal interest in me. The buses crawl along the avenue like beetles. Strangely enough, I've never ridden on one. Well, I've never ridden a beetle either. With a big car like yours, a bus would be rather like slumming, wouldn't it? That stung me. Cal thought I was a rich girl. It's not my car. It's my aunt's. And this is the only place it ever takes me. Haven't you ever heard of subways? Or doesn't any of your crowd use them? I'm not a pampered debutante. Aunt Magda took me out of an orphanage and invested a fortune in training me. She's looking out for my future. So that's it. The old girl is fattening you up for market, you mean. Has she chosen the highest bidder for your hand yet? You're not fair, Cal. My aunt's only interest is my happiness and security. I've seen your picture on the society page with Addison Randolph. If you marry him, I'll bet Auntie feathers her little nest too. Though I resented his words, I was glad to find him more human after that. I'll take anything from him, even abuse. One morning after the chauffeur drove away, I met Cal, who told me Mr. Scarper was too ill to work.
He gets sick all the time. I don't know what it is. Anyway, are you in a hurry to go home?
Oh no, why?
How would you like to hop a bus with me and see the city?
Oh, Cal, I'd love to. By the way, I've tried and tried to figure out why this statue looks familiar. Would you know?
Sure, it's me.
The bus took us to an automat. I had never been to one. Cal was amused at my childish delight in the nickel slots. And when I came to grief over the coffee, guilty as I felt about fooling Aunt Magda, who thought I was working, I couldn't resist ending the day with Cal at a movie. And when his arms stole around me, I forgot all about my aunt, the studio, and marrying a multi-millionaire old fart named Randolph.
By the way, Abby, why did you jump when I told you I was the model for that marble god?
Oh, I dreamed about him one night, and it kind of left an impression.
And the fellow who posed for it? Does he leave any impression?
Uh, I think we'd better get back to the studio before the chauffeur calls for me. If my aunt ever finds out I wasn't modeling today, not only the chauffeur, but Aunt Magna as well were awaiting our return to the studio. I had never seen her so furious when we got home.
I took you into my home, you little beggar. I clothed you and robbed myself to fit you for a career and a chance at a rich marriage. And you repay me by running around with that wrestler? I'm trying to live vicariously through you, don't you understand? Because I'm getting old.
She was merciless in her disappointment. She gave me no chance to defend Cal or myself. Cal is not just a wrestler, he's a very talented actor, and he works at whatever he can get between parts until he makes a name for himself instead of sponging on other people.
Silence, you little fool. If Mr. Randolph hears about this, your name will never cross his lips again.
I don't care what a middle-aged, a little older than that, middle-aged playboy finds out about me. I want a real man when I pick a husband, not one who hangs around nightclubs because he's rich.
That settles it. With such half-baked judgment, I guess I'll have to continue to do your thinking for you. You're never going to see this Cal Martin person again.
Oops. As time passed and I didn't hear from Cal, I realized miserably that I couldn't have meant much to him, and so that I owed Aunt Magda a lot. So when she came home with a new inspiration one night,
Well, Abby, since a rich husband is out for the present, and I still want to save you from a permanent nightclub future, how would you like to get into the movies?
the movies, that's not so easy, is it?
Basil Wagner, the producer, has come in from the coast. If I could arrange an accidental meeting for you, it must be accidental. He combs ambitious girls out of his hair. Maybe he could be persuaded.
And then the opportunity arose. Spring in Flight was finished, and the day for unveiling the masterpiece came. Aunt Magda made sure Wagner would be there. I was looking for someone else who didn't seem to be. I hadn't heard from Cal since the last day I appeared at the studio. Here before the figures of man panting after spring stood Spring herself, wretchedly aware that her man didn't want to see her again.
That's Basil Wagner admiring the group. If he likes your statue, our troubles are over. Oh, thanks a million, darling, for writing me. There is something here I wouldn't have missed. You mean spring, Mr. Wagner? Here's the girl who modeled for it. My name's Abby Lang. Lovely, lovely. But where is the fellow who posed for the man? He's a knockout. He'll out Tarzan. Ooh, where can I find him? The fellow? Oh, not another one. But my niece, don't you think she'd make a starlet? She's got looks and a voice. Not now, Magna. Pretty girls with voices are a dime a dozen in Hollywood. But that boy there, I could create a new jungle series around him. Ah, here's the sculpture. Mr. Scarpa, give me your male model's address. I've got to get in touch with him. I can't, Mr. Wagner. I haven't seen him since the group was finished. Nobody knows where he is. There he is, spying on the whole thing. Bloop.
There he is, Mr. Wagner, on the balcony.
So he is. Cal Martin, come down here.
When Cal came down, he was stiff and standoffish. But after Mr. Wagner was through persuading him, he turned to me.
I don't care whether you've ever been to the movies or not. With that chassis and set of muscles, I'll build a whole new classic around you. A lion-skinned Hollywood Hercules.
I'll give you my answer after I talk to Abby privately.
We found a deserted alcove. Cal was still stiff at first.
Abby, tell me this. Are you married to Randolph yet?
Of course not. I never intended to. But what right have you to ask after walking out on me?
Darling, I walked out on you only because I had so little to offer. I couldn't ask you to share the insecurity of an actor's life. But if I accept this offer of Wagner's and become even a freak movie star, would you marry me?
Oh, yes, Cal, darling. And you wouldn't always be just a freak star. You could go on to better parts. It's just a start.
Oh, baby, after all my hopes, I can't talk Wagner into signing you up. It's this creature he wants.
But, Aunt Magna, if I marry this creature, I'll be the wife of a movie star.
Young man, are you going to accept my offer or not? Of course he will. I can speak for him now. He's going to be my nephew. Shall we go to the club and celebrate? The children can follow us when they're ready.
And as Cal's lips found mine before the statue of spring and flight, my heart exulted that my marble god had become alive, warm-blooded man who would no longer kiss me only in my dreams. The end. Well, there you go, but you know what Cal has to do in order to seal the deal, right? Well, I guess not. I don't know. Well, we'll find out. Or not, anyway. Tarnished engagement.
Nina, we made it. My band came through the audition with flying colors. We're playing at the Hotel Emerson this summer. I just signed the contract.
Oh, Dick, how wonderful. Imagine, at the Swink Hotel Emerson for an entire summer. I'm so glad, darling. I was so happy for Dick's sake. We were engaged to be married, and getting this job meant that Dick would be able to save some money to help him through his final year at Kingston University, which we both attended.
This means easier sailing for me in my senior year, darling. One more year, and then maybe we can see the preacher.
It sounds grand, sweet, but aren't you getting a little ahead of yourself? I'm only a sophomore, and we have to wait until I get my degree.
What? Oh, no. A degree in what? Home ec or something? Come on.
You're forgetting one thing, Dick. Getting this job means we won't see each other all summer. I'm not so happy about that.
Oh, I fixed that too, funny face. They asked me if I knew of any co-eds who might want to work as waitresses during the summer. And guess who my first recommendation was?
You mean I'm going to have to work? Oh, Dick, why didn't you tell me?
I just did.
That means we'll be together all summer.
Yep, you and me, sweet. Hotel Emerson, here we come.
Several weeks later, Dick and I arrived at the exclusive Hotel Emerson, and almost immediately our work started to take us along different paths.
I have to report to the cocktail lounge and wait for the boys to show up, dear. I think you head over that way to the kitchen.
Looks like a separation. Already, darling. Well, I'll be seeing you. No, look, they put her in a cute. What the hell is that? Ew. Anyway, our first separation was almost symbolic of what was to come. I hadn't realized a waitress's job was so exhausting. It was plain hard work that left me worn out and gave me some little time to see Dick, except for the ones I didn't want to see. The hours were long, and I had to put up with a lot of unreasonable, overbearing guests and their ridiculous demands.
Take this back, it's not hot enough. But you are.
Yes, sir. That's not the way I like my eggs, waitress. Have the chef make them as I told you to. Yes, Miss Loring.
Hurry up, Nina. It's time to set the tables for dinner. The head waiter is looking for you.
Oh, let him wait. It seems we just got through serving lunch. Yes, there was very little time to see Dick. His hours conflicted with mine. When my work was for the day was done, Dick was just starting his playing in the cocktail lounge. This bed feels good. I'm tired, Janet. Tired clean through.
Uh-oh, he's got a black eye. Guess they had to teach him a lesson.
Anyway, once in a while, I would run into Dick as I was leaving the dining room for the day, and he was starting for the cocktail lounge. But, darling, can't you stay and talk to me for a while? We hardly see each other.
I'd like to, honey, but I'm late now. I have to rush.
Too bad you and Dick can't see much more of each other. When he works, you sleep. Well, I'm going to see him tonight if I have to stay up all night. Look, I can kick my shoe up and catch it with my foot. Cool, huh? That dress is just lovely. You look beautiful, Nina. I'll bet Dick's eyes will pop when he sees you. I'm so excited. I almost feel as if I were going out on one of our first dates. I guess all work and no play does make you dull. My heart was soaring as I entered the cocktail lounge, and then I saw Dick. He was surrounded by a group of chattering girls, but one girl held my attention. It was Marcia Loring, one of the guests I waited on in the dining room. She was holding Dick's arm in a possessive way.
Nina, darling, what are you doing here?
We never have a chance to see much of each other, dear, so I thought I'd come over and watch you work tonight. Surprised?
Well, yeah. Of course, I'm glad to see you, but you need sleep, Nina. You get up so early in the morning.
Dickie, dear, have I got competition? Marcia Loring's assured, confident manner toward Dick irritated me and at the same time frightened me. She was the kind that took what she wanted, and right now I could see she was out for Dick.
Yep.
Marcia, this is Nina Leeds. Nina, this is Marcia. Marcia Loring. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? Somewhere? You look vaguely familiar. Yes, you have seen me quite often, in fact. I'm the waitress at your table. Oh, yes, the waitress. Come, Dickie. You promised to play some of my favorite numbers tonight. Be right there, Marcia. Believe me, darling, I have to be nice to her. She's promised to get me some swell band engagements at her friends' parties this winter. That'll really give me a chance to make some money. You understand, don't you? Of course. Go ahead. What are you going to play next, Dick? Play my request. Yes, I understand. In a daze, I stumbled into the lobby, unaware of my tear-stained face. I was desperately in need of some comforting words, and Charlie, the room clerk, was just the one to see for that. We had become pretty good friends since I'd been at the Emerson Hotel. Was there any mail for me today, Charlie? No, Nina, tears. What's the matter, kid? Worried about competition with the boyfriend? Oh, Charlie, I'm so miserable. Forget it, Nina. None of these dames can hold a candle to you. You're prettier than the whole pack put together. And unless he's blind, he knows it. It's just that the flattery they're giving him has gone to the kid's head. He thinks he's a big shot. Didn't he? The following day in the dining room, Marcia Loring bared her claws. She began to fume and find fault almost as soon as she sat down. Hurry up, waitress, don't dawdle so. Sorry. That's no way to serve food. Look at that plate. It's filthy. Take it back at once. You must be very stupid. I told you how I wanted the bacon done. Perhaps you need a change of waitresses as well as a lesson in manners. I don't have to take such abuse from you. Why, you impertinent. You're nothing but an insufferable snob taking advantage of your position as a guest. You can find somebody else to bully. How dare you? I'll see the manager about this. I hadn't realized that her middle name was Karen. I expected to be fired, but several of the girls told the manager just what had happened, and he only reprimanded me slightly. I had almost forgotten about Marcia. I was so busy preparing for the next meal. Then suddenly, someone came into the kitchen and told me that Dick wanted to see me outside. My heart soared as I ran out to him. Nina, how could you? I heard about that rumpus between you and Marcia. What was the big idea? But there's no excuse for your jealousy. You didn't have to pick on her just because we're friends. That's being silly. That's her version of it. You didn't hear the whole story. Marcia told me all about it. Do you realize you're earning my chances of getting those band engagements this winter? Oh, so it's her you believe. You'd take her word over mine, and you're not even giving me a chance to explain. You can have your Marcia and your band engagements, Dick. I'm sorry I ever came up here, but we're through. Finished. I never want to see you again. All right. If that's the way you feel about it. Well, the poor kid. He's probably going to be on the rebound. I might have a shot at this. Oh, yeah. The next few days were like a nightmare to me. The realization that Dick and I were through chilled my heart, and it didn't help any when I saw him with Marcia. I was on the verge of quitting several times, but something stronger than myself kept me from leaving. I needed the money, Charlie did his best to try to cheer me up, but I'm afraid it was a hopeless job. Then one afternoon, I saw Dick and Marcia head for Lover's Lane. Well, I guess he's all hers now. Look where they're going. Oh, Charlie, I can't stand any more of this. I think I'll give notice and leave here. That punk doesn't deserve you, Dana. Excuse me, honey. Here comes a guest to check in.
I'm John Loring. My wife, Marcia Loring, is stopping here. Will you see that my things are taken to her room? Loring? Yes, sir. I'll attend to it. Would you like to register? Holy shiznit. Later, if you don't mind, my trip up here is rather sudden. My wife isn't expecting me, by the way. Do you happen to know where she is now? I want to surprise her. Why, yes, I believe I saw her take that path to your right.
Marcia, married. Her husband is going after her, and Dick is there with her.
Thank you.
The realization that Marcia was married set my mind whirling with jumbled, confused thoughts. But one thing was clear. I had to warn Dick. I still loved him deeply, even though our romance hadn't been going too well since we'd been at the Hotel Emerson.
Did you hear that? Mr. Loring sounds like a jealous man. I wouldn't want to be in Dick's shoes when Mr. Loring finds them.
I must warn him. I can't let Mr. Loring find Dick with Marcia. I love him too much for that, Charlie.
In order to beat Mr. Loring to where Dick and Marcia were, I took a shortcut through the brush. The trees and bushes clawed at me with every step, almost as if they wanted to stop me from getting there first. But I frantically pushed on with Dick's name beating on my brain.
Dick! Oh, Dick! I must get there.
Pant, pant.
I must.
Yes, I do care, Dick. Kiss me. But,
Dick!
Nina, what? How dare you spy on us?
Dick, her husband, he's here. He's coming this way. He'll be here any minute.
My husband? Oh, what'll I do? John is very jealous if he guesses. Oh, where did I put my wedding ring? I'm sure I had it in my bag. You're married? You didn't tell me you were married, Marcia.
Shut up, you fool. John, here he comes.
What a pleasant surprise, darling. Why didn't you tell me you were coming?
Hello, Mr. Loring. Marcia's told us all about you. You've become very good friends. We've become very good friends since she's arrived. You see, Dick and I are engaged, and Marcia has been painting wonderful pictures for us married life. Haven't you, Marcia? Evidently, John Loring had begun to have ideas about Marcia. But when he heard that Dick and I were engaged, his manner changed, and his suspicious look gave way to a smile of relief.
Well, I'm glad to know you both. It's nice that Marcia was able to find some friends up here, her own age up here.
Oh, yes, we had a lot of fun.
Well, I guess we shouldn't intrude on these lovebirds any longer, Marcia. Come, and I'm going to want you to at least pretend like you're coming. You can help me unpack. See you two later.
Oh, Nina, what a fool I've been. Honestly, I never wanted things to go this far between Marcia and me. I just sort of got caught. But I love you. I've always loved only you. Can you ever forgive me, sweetheart? Darling, of course I forgive you. I'm glad we're in Lover's Lane, sweet, because I'm going to propose to you all over again. I don't care about anything now. All I want is you. But I'll make you pay later. I'll make you pay in decades.
The end.
There you go. Yeah, well, today's episode was brought to you by a camera.
Take pictures night or day, indoors or outdoors.
Wow, what did it make? And only $5.95. Well, that's cool, isn't it? So act fast today and send off to Martin's David Company, Department C-640-K, 179 North Michigan,
Chicago 1, Illinois.
Oh, and don't forget to put your own address and name and all that good stuff. Let's see. Oh, boy. Reducing specialist says lose weight where it shows most.
reduced most any part of the body with spot reducer. Well, look at her figure. So the spot reducer, what is it? Like a magic wand, a wand. The spot reducer obeys your every wish. Most any part of your body where it is loose and flabby, wherever you have extra weight in inches, the spot reducer can aid you in acquiring a youthful, slender, and graceful figure. The beauty of this scientifically designed reducer is that the method is so simple and easy. The results quick, sure, and harmless. No exercises or strict diets. No steam baths, drugs, or laxatives. Thousands have lost weight this way in hips, abdomen, legs, arms, buttocks, etc. The same method used by many stage, screen, and radio personnel in leading reducing salons. The spot reducer can be used in your spare time in your own room. It breaks down fatty tissues. The muscles, tenses the muscles and flesh. And the increased awakened blood circulation carries away waste fat. 2 weeks after using the spot reducer, look in the mirror and see a more glamorous, better, firmer, slimmer figure that will delight you. You have nothing to lose except fat. But wait, for the spot reducer is sold on a money-back guarantee. Money-back guarantee with a 10-day free trial. If the spot reducer doesn't do the wonders for you as it has for others, if you don't lose weight and inches where you want to lose it most, if you're not 100% delighted with the results, your money will be returned at once. Money back guarantee will not be realized unless our medical examiners take the chance to examine you. All costs for medical examination will be covered by the customer. So anyway, this is where you get the spot reducer. This time, Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some kind of belt or something. Free. A large jar of special formula body massage cream will be included free with your order of the spot reducer. This doesn't tell you anything. I don't know. What is this? Testimonials? Thanks to the spot reducer, I lost 4 inches around the hips and 3 inches around the waistline. It's amazing. Mary Martin, Long Island City, New York. And what's Betty Page say? Miss Nancy Mace, Bronx, New York says, I went from size 16 dresses to a size 12 with the use of the spot reducer. I am glad I used it. The secret is becoming obsessed with it and using it more than you have time to eat. Cool, huh? Well, that's all we got for this edition of Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. Oh, boy, it really gives you hope for true love and stuff, doesn't it? Yeah, I would think so. But, well, maybe not. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens next week on Sunday Comics. And let me know if you order that spot reducer. Does it work? You know? Mumble Slam, is this live? It is. Mumble Slam, she forgot to hang up Dick's jacket. That probably pissed him off, you know? And so he thought, maybe Marcia's the girl for me. And then, she's married to some stupid old fart. Mumble Sam, I got 50 XP, baby. Mumble Slam number 1. Mumble Slam, what's cool about these old comics is all the type is handwritten. Hey, Thompson, Doug is live. Yep, for now. Mumble Slam, welcome, Thompson. Mumble Slam, it's just you and I. Hey, Thompson says, it's okay. Hey, Thompson, he needs the watch hours so he can get monetized, so I can send money, so he can get into IMAX and see the Odyssey. Mumble Slam, Doug would still be doing this to 0 people. It's true. I have. That's admirable and kind of sad, though. It is.
why am I doing this? I could be doing something else. What? Well, like what?
Might as well live stream me reading comics. That's all I ever do. Hey, Thompson, I watch it later. I wish I knew more about comics. Well, you read them, you know. Mumble Slam, amazing how they can target the problem areas. Yeah, it's just wherever you want to put whatever it is. It's probably just some stupid ace bandage with a vibrator. Oh. Hey, Thompson, I think Doug is the most normal guy in the Dabbleverse. I'm in the Dabbleverse? Yeah, I guess so. Hey, Thompson, never seen him drunk, high, no weird stories from crazy ex-girlfriends and etc. Yeah, I know. There's nothing there, just all my failures. But never drank, never smoked. So highly unlikely that I'll get high online. Now, if I could go into diabetic shock one day and die right there on. I don't even have the camera on, you know. But anyway, there we go. Let me check. I can't stand this. I don't know if. Oh, there it is. It's back to normal. Ugh, well, it would have been nice if you'd have been working earlier. But okay, there's no new super tips, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay. Well, there we go. Another exciting episode of Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics. And there'll be another one. Let's see. I think I did. I did crime last week, right? Or was it horror? I need to go look. Let's see here. Sunday Comics. Yeah, it was crime. And then horror last time. Blue Beetle was last time. So I guess the superhero one or maybe science fiction will be next week's story. I'll figure that out once we get there. But that'll be the deal for next Sunday on Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comic. 8 times because all his ex-girlfriends are no longer living. Oh, for goodness sake. Now, you're going to start that now? Oh, jeez. Anywho, there we go. That's this edition of Sunday Comics. Yep. And here's the theme song so I can end the show. Any Mr. Terrific comics? There's a couple. Yeah, you know what? There was a series called The Terrifics, and he was the leader of that team. Could take a look back at that, maybe for Wednesday Comics. Well, that's a good idea, Dave Thompson. Thanks for the idea, or suggestion, rather. Either one. Anywho, there you go. Everybody have the good rest of your day, and we'll do it again. Oh, is Doug the real doo-doo ball killer? No. Good God, you think I'm going to mess with crap? That's the thing about serial killers. You look at all the work they got to do. Holy crap. I'm beginning to think they're obsessed or something. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, Dominic. You can back up the video to watch the comic book reading if you so desire. But this is the end of the show, so I got to take off. But thanks, everybody, for showing up, and we'll do it again soon. And it's not going to play. Why? Oh, jeez. Well, it's showing up. All right, let's try this. No. There it is. Okay. Had to refresh the whole thing. Well, anyway, I'll talk to you guys again. Hopefully this will work next time.